Okay, so as always, we start with learning from others, remembering that even if we don't like someone, even if we don't agree with them, we can always learn something from someone else. Okay, so what does Dalai Lama have to say today? In the attachment to loved ones, there is a sense of closeness and intimacy, as well as an element of love, compassion, and affection. But often, these emotions are also tinged with a strong feeling of desire. The reason for that is rather obvious, because when we relate to people towards whom we feel deeply attached, our feelings are highly susceptible to emotional extremes. When such a person does something that is contrary to our expectations, for instance, it has a much greater potential to hurt us than if the same thing were done by someone to whom we do not feel that close. This indicates that in the affection we feel, there is a high degree of attachment. So, in this particular spiritual practice, we try to level out the attachment we have to certain people so that our sense of closeness to them is genuine and not tinged with desire. Okay, so what did I hear from Dalai Lama? So the one thing I heard at the very end is that the sense of closeness that I can feel to someone could be either genuine or it can be attachment or desire. And that's different. So desire, often when it comes to addiction, you feel a desire, a very strong desire for something that's not good for you. And that is not a genuine, closeness. A genuine closeness is good for you. A desire is bad for you, to make it very simple. Okay, so let's start with that in mind. So let's start thinking, or rather, do the physical practice. So take your seat before we do the meditation. Take your seat, sit up tall, breathe. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And then if you want to bring your awareness to your feet, lifting the toes, lifting the heels. Notice a connection from the soles of the feet to the earth. It's always there, but sometimes we forget. And then bringing your awareness to two sitting bones. Just feel the two strong sitting bones, keeping you attached to or genuinely connected to the earth. And maybe start thinking about if it's genuine or desire. Is it genuine or desire? So those are two different things. And desire is more of that addictive feeling, wanting something that's not really good for you. Can be addicted to sugar, to alcohol, to yoga, to more or less anything that keeps you but it's out of balance. And a genuine closeness is different. So thinking about, is this genuine or is it a desire? So just thinking about that we have two ways of interacting with people or things. It can be genuine or it could be a desire. And if I know that, I can make better choices, take skillful action. Okay, and then finding the neutral Maybe you can use your fingers to find the crown of the head, tap a few times at the crown of the head, and then reach the crown of the head up, the slight tuck of the chin. Notice how the pit of the belly goes in and up, supporting the spiritual growth in you. The sitting bones are connected to earth, and the crown of the head is rising up towards the sky. And there's internal support. Someone there deep inside of you wants you to grow, spiritually grow. And then if you want to, you can imagine how you drop down to midbrain, your mind's eye. What can you see with your mind's eye? If you look deep inside of you, what can you see? And then place your hands on your knees, and then starting the cat-cow movement, waking up the physical and the spiritual spine. Maybe notice how you're breathing as you're moving. So the breath and the physical body, those are the two first koshas. They can work as a team. They work together, but sometimes they are like working against each other, and sometimes they're working together. So notice how your breath and body work together, and then decide, are they working together in a helpful way or not so helpful way? And then find your way back to neutral. Maybe feel the two sitting bones again, remembering that one is genuine and one is desire. So the closeness that you feel to someone or something, is it genuine or is it desire? And then look at your hands. Look at your beautiful hands. And just imagine all the actions that your hands have taken. Blinking, bubbling stars. And with practice, we can become more and more skillful. We're going to make tons of mistakes, but with practice and awareness, we can learn to do better. And then clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. And then reach and reach and reach. And notice how your sides are stretching as you are reaching. And even notice how your feet are helping you to reach high. So one foot is pushing into the earth, and the opposite hand is reaching. One foot is pushing into the earth, and that allows you to reach a little higher. And then turn to one side, let the arms go wide, look behind you. Really stretch out those arms, straighten the elbows, look behind you, breathe. And then release, lift the shoulders a few times. And then look at your hands again, knowing that with awareness and practice, we can make better choices. We can make better choices and take skillful action. All the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. And then turn to the other side, let the arms go wide, look behind you, breathe. And then release, lift the shoulders a few times. Okay, now look at your fingers, dip them in paint, and then imagine a picture of desire, when you desire something that is not good for you. So draw a picture. What does desire look like? What does it look like when you desire something that you kind of know is not good for you? What does that look like? It could be so simple that, like, you know, that extra cookie or the candy when I go to the grocery store when I'm hungry, and then I'm buying candy instead of food. That's desire. That's not really helpful. And then release. And I look at your left hand and then think about, what does genuine connection look like? Genuine connection. Pick another color and then draw that picture. What does genuine connection look like? And then release. And then place the arms in cactus. So we are going to move in between desire and genuine. And Dalai Lama talked about emotional extremes. So often when we are in the desire category, they're going to be very extreme emotions. And when we are in the genuine, it's going to be somewhat calmer. That's what I'm hearing from him. And then swimming forward. And then swimming backwards. And then letting the knee and elbow connect. Knee and elbow connect. So is the connection desire or is it genuine? Is it desire or is it genuine? And how can we tell? How can we tell? So one of the telltales that Dalai Lama is suggesting is extreme emotions. If I have extreme emotions, it might be more desire than genuine. And then cross the midline. Okay, now let's practice. So I'm going to stay. You can imagine a connection where you feel desire. Think about it, notice it, stay with it, feel it, explore it with a curious mind, learn about it. So what is going on when you feel desire? What is going on? And then release. And then imagine a connection that's genuine. So a genuine connection, what does that feel like? What is going on there? Think about it, feel it, notice it, explore it. What does genuine connection feel like? And then release. And then let's try to bring both knees up. Both knees. Can I keep genuine and desire at the same time? Maybe. And then release. Okay, so with a wide and stable stance, it's easier to explore these ideas. So right now going in between a genuine connection and a connection based upon desire. So genuine and desire. How are they different? And what impact do they have on your life? So for me, I would put desire in more of the addiction category and genuine something that's helpful. So how can you tell the difference between genuine and desire connection? And one of the keys that Dalai Lama is suggesting is extreme emotions, extreme emotions. All right. And then imagine how you're jumping your feet together, jump your feet together, land in Tadasana. And then look at your feet, look at your feet, look at your toes, dip the toes in ink, and then write a story about a connection that is based on desire. So write a story about a connection that is based on desire. What does that look like? What does it, if you read that story to someone, what would they hear? If you read that story to someone, what would you hear? Maybe you write that story and send it to Z. And maybe she collects all those stories. A story or a connection based on desire. What does that, what would that story tell? And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together, breathe, lengthen the spine. And then release the fingertips down, let the head go heavy. Inhale, come back up, and then place the foot on the knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes, open up the toes. You can guide that knee out gently with your elbow for seated pigeon, seated pigeon. And then slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. And how can you connect to yourself in a genuine way? How can you connect to yourself in a genuine way? And then from here, find your way to your version of eagle. And look at that eagle. So what kind of eagle are you today? How do you feel today? What kind of eagle are you today? Some days we're big and bold, and some days we're like tiny babies and we don't want to leave the nest at all. Observe without judgment. What kind of eagle are you today? And then allow that eagle to reach the feathers up or the wings up. Spread the wings, and then land on the next mountaintop. Look at your left toes, dip them in ink, and then write a story about a genuine connection. What would a story about genuine connection look like? If you read that story to someone, what would they hear? If you read a story, if you first wrote it and then read a story about genuine connection, what would people hear? And maybe you do that and send it to C. And she collects them all. And then we have made our own little book, the Wednesday The Wonderful Wednesday book. And then step out wide, and elbows to knees, fingertips together, breathe. And then place the left hand on the floor, the right hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, look up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push into the floor and the knee. To twist a little deeper. And then release down. Inhale, come back up, fingertips together, elbows to knees, breathe. And then place the right hand on the floor, the left hand on the left knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, look up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push into both hands to twist a little deeper. And then release down. Inhale, come back up. And then place the left hand on, the left foot on the right knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes, open up the toes. Gently guide that left knee out with your elbow for seated pigeon. And then slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arms goes under. Give yourself a hug. How can you connect to yourself genuinely? How can you connect to yourself in a genuine way? And from here, find your version of eagle, your version of eagle. And look at that eagle. What kind of eagle do you feel like today? Is it big and bold? Is it small? Is it just a baby? Is it hungry? Is it full? What kind of eagle are you today? And whatever shape or form that eagle is in today, allow that eagle to stretch up its wings, spread them, strengthen them, and land on top of the next mountain. Okay, look at your fingers again, blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. Now imagine your arms as wings of that eagle. And that eagle is going to feel different every day. Some days it's going to be big and bold, and some days it's going to be, a tiny baby that even haven't learned to fly yet. That's okay. And then let that eagle spread its big, mighty wings, and then go out flying. Go out flying. Up high in the sky, feel the air. Feel the refreshing, clean air. And then turn the palms up. Exhale, dive deep. Inhale, go all the way up. Exhale, dive deep. One more time. Inhale up. And this time, exhale, dive deep, and then bring the arms behind you. Hold on to your forearms. Stay there. And even the biggest, boldest eagle will need some maintenance. The wings are going to get a little bit bruised and tired. So think about your shoulders and arms. Notice any bruising, any soreness. And then allow the breath to heal you. Allow your own breath to heal you. And then release. Okay, now let's build some strength. Let's build some strength. Okay, so come up to standing, pick a number. I'll pick 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out, and then come back up and do the same thing again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out, and this time come all the way up, and then stay there. Okay, blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hand, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. And then some side bending. And then reach and reach and reach and reach, and then let the arms go. Let the arms go. Maybe bend your knees and let the arms go. You can turn around, you can dance around. Let the arms be heavy. And then knee to elbow. And then crossing the midline. And then finding positional power. Positional power. Feel the power inside you. The solar plexus is your power center. So start thinking about or feel the power inside of you. If you want to, you can hold your hand on solar plexus. Breathe into the power center of you. And you can even imagine it's like every time you breathe in, it gets a little warmer, a little more intense. Exhale, it cools off a little bit. So breathing into your power center. Position of power. And then waking up the external hips. And then lean and lift, lean and lift. Breathe. And then the other side, lean and lift, lean and lift. And then eventually take skillful action. Taking skillful action. What does skillful action look like to you? Okay, now, so we're going to push away something that we no longer need to give space for something we need. So we're going to push away desire to allow genuine connection to take its place. Okay, so imagine desire, maybe give it a shape, a color, a form, and then push it away, push it away, push it away, push it away, push it away. It's going to be so hard, and it's going to try to come back in, and you are probably going to give in a little bit, and then you're going to find your power inside, and then you're going to push it away, push it away, push it away. Maybe you need to kick it away a little bit, and it's going to try to sneak in from the side, from the back, but you're going to be able to keep it away, and eventually it's going to go elsewhere. It's going to disappear, and you can allow genuine connection to take its place. Okay, and let's celebrate that with 3 sun salutations. So let's celebrate genuine connection. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. That was 1. 2 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. 1 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. And then stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. Love, self-love, and self-compassion. And release. Okay, now big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. So starting in Tadasana. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes up. Take a big step back, finding the earth behind you with the toes and the heel. With a wide and stable stance, we are setting the foundation for warrior 1. Both hip bones are pointing forward, and then come up. Breathe. Add some blinking, bubbling stars. Place your hands in your back pockets. Bring your awareness to your heart space, What is it that your heart really desires? Maybe it is genuine connection. Maybe it's genuine connection. And then transfer the weight forward, pick up the back leg, pick up the opposite hand, and then reach in 2 directions. And then let the elbow and knee connect, open up, connect, open up, connect. And maybe you want to take the bind. And then release the feet back together. Okay, let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back, find the earth behind you with the toes, and then the heel. With a wide and stable stance, we are building warrior 1. Both hip bones are pointing forward, and then come up. Adding some blinking, bubbling stars. Place your hands in your back pockets. Breathe. What is it that your heart truly desires? Transfer the weight forward, pick up the back leg, pick up the opposite hand, reach forward, reach, and then let the elbow and knee connect. Maybe take the bind. And then release your feet back together. Okay. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra, transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. This time, take a big step back, open up the pelvic half, finding warrior two. One arm in the past, the other arm in the future. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. Remind yourself of genuine connections that you had in the past. And then come back to warrior two for a moment, and then move into the future. Where do you see genuine connection in the future? Where do you see it? Come back to warrior two. Hands on your hips, straighten that front knee, release the hand, maybe to the chair. Trikonasana. You can stay here, or if you want, you can bring the gaze up, maybe the hand up. Hand comes down, gaze comes down, rebend the front knee, finding warrior two one more time. Hands on the chair, pick up that back foot, look at your toes. You can stay here, or you can take the same hand off the chair. And then finding your way back to Tadasana. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic half, finding warrior two. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. Move back to warrior two, and then into extended side angle and the future. Come back to warrior two in the present moment. Hands in your hips, straighten the front knee, release the hand down. If you can stay here, or if you want to, you can bring your gaze up, maybe let the arm come up too. Trikonasana. Hand comes down, gaze comes down, find your way back to warrior two. Hands on the chair, pick up the back leg. Maybe let the same hand come off too. And then find your way back to Tadasana. Okay, tree posture. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. So starting in mountain, imagine yourself as a mountain, and then drop a little seed at the top of the mountain. And I guess there's some soil there. And then the roots are spreading. So you're growing, it starts with the roots growing down and wide, down and out, down and out. And eventually you're going to grow a tree. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. And then you create your tree. It could be a traditional tree posture, or it could be some other kind of tree. Some other kind of tree. What kind of tree would you like to explore today? Maybe it's a small tree. And then finding your way back to Tadasana. Starting at that top of the mountain, drop the seed, allow the roots to grow deep and out wide, deep and wide. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. And then create or allow a tree to grow on that side. It could be a traditional tree posture. It's there for a reason. Or maybe you want to try a different kind of balancing posture. And then eventually finding your way back to mountain. Okay, this time keep the feet a little closer than we usually do. Spread the toes so the feet are hip distance apart. Spread the toes, release the knees down. And stay here, let the feet or toes open up. And then if you want to, you can sit back on your feet, sitting back on your feet to allow the toes to open up a little bit more. You can place your head on the chair if that's helpful. And then come back up. And now open up the toes. They're still tucked. Look at the thumb. Pick a color. Draw a big circle. Big circle. Give that heel a little dot. Come back up. Look at the other thumb. Pick a color. Draw a big circle. And give that heel a little dot. And then both thumbs. Two big circles for genuine connection. Let's go for genuine connection. Now, let's try that and see how that works. How would that feel? What does genuine connection feel like? And then release, untuck the toes, let the knees go wide, big toes to touch. Release the hips to your heels, finding a child's posture. Inhale, come back up. Clasp the hands, create that stable base. Tuck the toes, lean into the support you just built, and then come up to dolphin posture. And then bend the knees, and come back up to standing. Okay, let's move on to the seated meditation. So I'm going to read the Dalai Lama from Dalai Lama again. And then we have about 9 minutes. Okay. In the attachment to loved ones, there is a sense of closeness and intimacy, as well as an element of love, compassion, and affection. But often these emotions are also tinged with a strong feeling of desire. The reason for that is rather obvious, because when we relate to people towards whom we feel deeply attached, our feelings are highly susceptible to emotional extremes. When such a person does something that is contrary to our expectations, for instance, it has a much greater potential to hurt us than if the same thing were done by someone to whom we do not feel that close. This indicates that in the affection we feel there's a high degree of attachment. So, in this particular spiritual practice, we try to level out the attachment we have to certain people so that our sense of closeness to them is genuine and not tinged with desire. Genuine closeness, not tinged with desire. Okay, so with that in mind, let's find your seat. Sit up tall. Your eyes can be open or closed. Maybe bring awareness to your breathing. And then I'm going to be quiet for about 8 minutes. Here we go. Wiggle fingers, wiggle your toes, gently move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing together once more. Namaste.